Welcome to BECE Mastery, where real life lessons meet exam excellence. In these lessons, all we do is to help you solve past questions from BECE. And so, this lesson or this video, we are looking at BECE 2024, paper 2, and we are going to target question number 3 for this very lesson. Question 3 has three parts: 3A, 3B, and 3C. Now with 3A, we have 3 root 50 plus 2 root 45 minus 2 plus root 5. Now, before you add and subtract roots or sets, all you need to do is to make sure each of the sets are in their lowest form. And you can see that this one is not in the lowest form, so you need to reduce that to the lowest form. And in doing that, we know root 50, you pick a perfect square that can divide root 50. And perfect square that can divide root 50 is 25. And so we can now write 3 times root 25, and root 25 times 2 will give us 50. Then we bring our 2 root 45, and 45, the perfect square that can divide 45 is 9. And 9 times root 5 will give us 45. Then we have our minus 2 already there, plus root of 5. Now we reduce this to the lowest form. So let's continue. Now we can have root 25 to be 5, and 5 times 3 here will give us 15 root of 2. Then plus 9 is 3. 3 times 2 will give us 6. Then we bring our root of 5 minus root of 2 plus root of 5. Now we can add and subtract like terms, or let's say terms with the same number and the radicand. And so I can do 15 root 2 minus 2, and that is going to give me 14 root 2. Now 16 root 5 plus root of 5 will be 7 root 5. And this will be the answer because we can't add and subtract when the roots are not the same. Good. Question number 2. A wire of length 38 centimeters is bent into a shape of a rectangle whose length is 7 centimeters more than the width. Find the area of the rectangle. So first of all, we need to know the length of the wire being given as 38. So we can have our 38 centimeter wire here, and this wire, the whole length of the wire has been coiled or bent into rectangle. Okay, and the rectangle, according to the question, the length of the rectangle is 7 more than the width. So if I call this side the width, then the length is going to be 7 more than the width. And so we know that rectangle has opposite sides equal. So I can put W also here, and I can put W plus 7 here. Now, if the whole length was used to form this particular rectangle, then the perimeter of the rectangle is equal to the length of the wire. And so we can write the perimeter of the rectangle, which we will just add all the sides together. So W plus W, then plus W again plus 7, plus W plus 7. And this should be equal to 38 given to us as the length of the rod or the wire. So when we do simple addition and simple addition, we have W 1, 2, 3, 4. So this can give us 4W plus 7 here will give us 14. This is equal to 38. Now I can make W the subject and say 38 minus 14. Then W is equals to 24. Now if I divide both sides by W, I can write my answer as W is equals to 24 divided by 4, and so W is equals to 6 centimeters. Now the question wants us to find the area. If W is now giving me 6, then it means the length here is going to be 6 plus that, which is 13. So all I need to do is to find the area by multiplying the length, which is 13, times the width, which is 6. And that will give us 78 centimeters squared. And that answers the question number 3B. Now, finally, let's look at question number 3C. 15, if 15% of length of a rope is 720 meters, find half of the length of the rope. Find half of the length of the rope. So 15% of a rope is 720. 15%, which we normally write 15 over 100 of the length of a rope. I don't know the length, so let me say the length is X. Okay, and when I find 15% of this length, the result is 720. I hope you are getting it. So I can do simple cancellation here. So 15 times or over 100 times X is equals to 720. Now, if I do cross multiplication, I can write 15x is equals to 720 times 100. Now, when I'm solving questions like this, I always tell my students, don't multiply the number quickly because you're going to do dividing both sides by 15. So instead of writing to get 72,000, just leave it as such and divide both sides by your 15. So your x becomes 720 times 100 all divided by the 15. Now you can take time and use simple numbers to divide this. 5 can divide 15 as 3 and 5 can divide here as 20. And we can also say that 3 can also divide itself 1 and divide 72 as 24. And so 24, then we attach our 0 to make it 240. Now our answer becomes 240 times 20. And we can do that by saying 48. That is, if you multiply 2 times 24 and you attach your 2 zeros, and that becomes 4,800 meters. Now this is the length of the rope, okay, and 15% of it is giving us 720 meters. But the question wants us to find half of that length, and half of this length means we are dividing here by 2, and the result will be 2,400 meters, and that becomes the answer. I'm sure this question has helped you to revise your knowledge on the concept of perimeter, area, and then that of sets. So I'm sure you go ahead and solve more questions on your own. Thanks so much for watching. Stay blessed.